Hello, everybody. My name is Daniel Hill, EFT NLP coach, and I am here with Blake, all the way from Louisiana. Hi, Blake.
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm good, thank you. All right, okay. So we did 2 sessions over the last 2 months, and what was your experience of that?
Honestly, a lot of things like really came out of me as a six. Doing EFT. Well, really, when I got here doing this, I've been doing the Enneagram for a couple of years and doing NLP, but something in me needed to get to that next step to kind of really deactivate that mind chatter. It started getting kind of heavy again. Doing EFT with you really opened up my other senses, as I can say. It's almost like my body was more aware of the energy around me, and it kind of made me notice how much of my mind mentally blocked out everything, trying to compartmentalize everything. And now I feel like more of a greater awareness, more of a groundedness, you can say,
Wonderful. Excellent. And you found me because you saw one of my Enneagram videos?
Yes, that's correct.
And you noticed that I did NLP as well, because there's not too many people who do what I do. A lot of people do NLP, but they don't do the Enneagram, or they do the Enneagram, don't do NLP. And it's the same with EFT, so I do all three. And so we blended that all together, didn't we?
Right. And being that I found out that you were an Enneagram type 6, I was like, oh, even better. Someone who actually understands me.
Much more, yeah, of that psychology and that tendency to do worst case scenario thinking.
Correct.
And so we've worked towards bringing out much more of your intuition, learning how to still your mind. One of the things was you did a lot of EFT on yourself. Well, we did the EFT in the sessions, but you also went away and did some EFT, didn't you?
Correct.
And then emotions were coming up, and it was weird. What's this? Questioning it a little bit as the six mind questions, but then being with it and then processing it and working through it. And you feel, what would you say you feel now? I mean, you had 2 sessions, but what are you feeling now? What are you sensing?
Now, I mean, honestly, I feel a whole lot better. I feel like, my gut reaction's starting to come more. I feel more grounded and more power coming up. Especially the other day, I went through a couple of situations I've never been in before.
Okay.
Usually I would condemn myself or cut myself down, but I didn't do that at all. I looked at the situation and I was a little aggravated, but at the same time, I knew everything was going to be all right.
Yeah.
I could still move forward.
And before you would have panicked a lot more.
Oh yeah, I would have stressed out. I would have really sat there for a couple of weeks and really just mind racing, been aggravated, trying to do any possible step, think of anything to do to prevent whatever I was feeling from getting worse, or whatever situation happened from getting worse, But you can't do that. You gotta really calm yourself and really just be. It's hard for sixes to really understand that until you let the gut come out, really let the power come out.
And there's always that tendency that the power doesn't exist within sixes. I don't feel power. I haven't got support. I'm not guided, but it is there. It always has been there. And it's just a lie that the mind says that it's not. But when you can surrender, it is there. And you can be, regardless of what's happening. Even if it's just momentarily. But the more that you do it, it gets more powerful.
And honestly, I noticed something too. A lot of other people fear. Everyone fears. Everyone that has something they're afraid of. And sometimes they may feel like you're a threat too, So don't take any authority figures like they're scary, because you have the power within yourself.
Yeah.
You're your own authority,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there's nothing to be afraid of, really.
I educated you about taking small steps and introduced you to Kaizen. You went out and purchased that. And Kaizen is the art of taking small steps. Toyota apply the principles of it. And with sixes, there is a tendency not to take any action because there's a fear of, they look at the big picture and think, I can't do it. But it breaks it down in manageable bite-sized chunks so that we are moving forward and we've got momentum and we're overcoming that big thing that sixes mostly have a problem with, which is procrastination. And that worked for you, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. It really helped me kind of like, even write down some of my steps, because I really have a tendency to really jump ahead in the future too quickly, way too quickly. So it's kind of like almost slowing down everything.
Yeah.
You still have that long-term goal, but you really just can break it down.
Yeah.
And it's really, but being the six, the anxiety, part of that's because you're impatient too, especially from being right here, right now. So
Yes.
impatience likes to kick in, Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome.